drive the show, but really I let the folks on Twitter Spaces drive the show. Matt, has the thought occurred to you that this is about to get real? Has the thought occurred to you, Matt, that right now this could get real up in here for the Vols? Has it occurred to you?
It's real loud in my headphones, okay? It's real loud.
All right, how about that? Is that better?
I thought it was pretty real this past weekend. I mean, if that's not real, I'm not sure I can handle what this is going to be then.
Well, you study this Iowa State bunch, and they've got so little history in this round. And we know how to function in this round.
They won they made the Final Four in 1944.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, they've had so much trouble getting out of this round as you unpacked today, Brian. Isn't that surprising when you look at it? This has kind of been where they go to jump off.
They got through the Sweet 16 one year with Larry Eustace, who ended up getting in trouble, was partying with co-eds or something.
I love
And they had a really good player named Marcus Fizer, and they got to the round of 8. And I think Eustace had like a meltdown at one of the officials in that game, and they lost. I think it was Michigan State who beat them.
That's right.
On their way to a national championship.
Michigan State always gets the Regal whistle.
The last time the Big Ten had a team win a national championship.
That was a loaded Iowa State team that had the Fizer guy. They had the Beasley guy. They had not Beasley. They had 3 NBA players on that team. They were loaded. But here's the thing. You ever ask yourself, because, Matt, this was a theme yesterday. The team that Barnes has that does this, and it's if you do what Rick Barnes has done, you're in the Sweet 16 4 consecutive times. Okay? And you do this enough, John, sooner or later, as the old 60s or 70s song said, sooner or later, love is going to get you. Sooner or later, you're going to figure out a way to get past that 8. You've been there twice in a row. If you win this game and you go 3 times in a row, John, you know how hard it is not to get to the Final Four? Going to the Elite 8 3 times in a row?
Well, here's the thing. A lot of it has to do with what other teams do.
Yes.
And Tennessee has been, I thought Tennessee had a really good draw, and the draw got even better. Unfortunately for Iowa State, when its best player, Joshua Jefferson, goes down with a bad ankle.
No question.
I don't know if he can play or not.
He had his MRI yesterday. Here's the deal. They're not going to meet with the depressed till they get to the site in Chicago. We're having a media person on tomorrow. Here's the interesting thing about what they do with gambling, okay? Because this, a lot of people like to play. And status of players is a big deal.
Of course.
They don't put out injury. Have you noticed this in the NCAA tournament? Everything's cloaked in secrecy. It's not like when you play these SEC games, and the SEC has made these teams put out. And even the SEC's injury reports, as my gambling friends know, is kind of fugazi. But in the NCAA tournament, you're flying blind. Which is really interesting, right, John?
Well,
that shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
No.
Because somebody knows, and then somebody else knows.
Oh, yeah.
And then somebody else makes a bet.
Well, yeah.
So
it's like these people in Washington. How do you think they get rich? They know what's going to happen.
I bet,
before it happens, right? It'd be nice to play with the key, right?
I bet Nancy Pelosi knows who's going to play and who isn't.
Well, I'm not so here's the thing about Iowa State, okay? They're not good in this round. And this has been a basketball team that most of us can't stand.
That's an overstatement. That's an overstatement.
John, they won the game the other day. Have you ever seen a team unravel? from like the 8-minute mark to the 4.5-minute mark before Barnes took that time out.
Well, I think, but
that's who they are. It's just they're crazy. They're wild. They're wacko.
Most teams play in spurts, Tony. Come on.
Matt, are these guys a little more guilty of it, you think?
They're more guilty of it, but that's what the sport is now. A whole lot of teams are very poor situationally in closing games out. They're just kind of par for the course. It's just more than our previous couple of teams where we had our veteran players that have been in the system for multiple years. We just don't have that luxury, but nobody does anymore.
Nobody's selling for me on here. Damn it, guys. Is this going to be the year? Is this the year? Do you guys feel this? Do you feel that come Sunday, or we'll just do the Jimmy Buffett song, come Monday, gonna be all right? Come Monday, John, I'm going to be holding you tight. Come Monday.
You're not holding me.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now,
No,
it's
not happening.
I've spent all these lonely days in my brown Knoxville haze, and I just want to get to the Final Four. I just want to say that one time that my alma mater is singing, dancing, is there, is alive after this weekend. Just one freaking time.
Well, again, Tennessee has a path, and the Iowa State injuries is very crucial.
Yep.
Then you look ahead, it's Alabama versus Michigan. Alabama could go out there and make 15 of 33s and shoot down Michigan, and Tennessee would probably beat Alabama in the Elite Eight.
Here's the thing about it. I don't hide from it. BLO816 says people hated on this team all season. People acting like we can't go back and listen to the older shows. That's exactly right. I don't run from that. This team urinated me off all year. This team's been maddening. This team's been bizarre. But these guys are right. The sport of college basketball right now, you watch Arizona, you watch some of these allegedly great teams. We're a pretty good team this year. You watch some of these allegedly great teams, and they have trouble finishing games. Now, Iowa State the other day, they had a sprinter's kick against Kentucky. They smothered and covered them. They were smothered and covered, ladies and germs. By the way, I took Laura last night to Copper Cellar. That Copper Cellar West, you talk about some phenomenal food. You talk about a great atmosphere in there. Gah! I mean, that was we celebrated our 35th anniversary last night. We can't go anywhere till the basketball team loses, and even then we can't go anywhere because I got Willie in here doing the Sunday show. Never ends, Sean. Never ends.
Tony, you have control over those things. Nobody wants to hear you complaining, Tony. Nobody.
Got you on my mind.
I had lunch with Jennifer Morris yesterday.
John Adams, presented by the great Jennifer Morris. Next move, SmokyMountains.com.
And, I've never really been interested in property or buying houses. I didn't own a house till I was, over 40 years old. I just lived in apartments. So I've never had an interest in that. But since Jennifer's all about real estate and knows everything about it, she's got me curious. So I was kind of checking out some properties, and I found a place over on Merchants, back kind of where old Palaio's restaurant used to be there. Yeah. It looks like kind of an open lot, and I've kind of got my eye on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the great Jennifer Morris. I love her. I thank her. Matt, do you feel like this could be it? Has that thought occurred to you? Alabama goes out in the early session Friday and knocks out Michigan. Could happen. They could make a bunch of three balls and overwhelm them. And all of a sudden, Matt, all of a sudden, we're looking at a team we play so well against in the Elite Eight, Matt. Has that thought occurred to you? Be honest with me here.
Honestly, no. I've not thought about the Elite Eight with this team. No. I mean, you got to get by. Got to play really well to beat Iowa State, and then, it'd be a much bigger upset if Bama beat Michigan than if Tennessee beat Iowa State. But no, I've not thought about that. I've not even thought about the Sweet 16 a whole lot with this team, to be honest. So that's why Sunday was really impressive, and I'm kind of savoring that in and trying not to look ahead too much because, everything from here on out is this team overachieving.
I like the way on this show, Matt, that Tony leads his colleagues to a certain point, sort of shapes the show in his image, and here's leading you as to how he wants you to go, and you go in another direction.
Well, listen, I think that's what makes the show interesting, because I told you guys in the pre-production meeting today that I feel pretty hopeful that this it's usually these teams that you borderline can't stand in some of your sports that end up going the furthest. And this team has just driven me nuts this year. They're in bizarre. When you saw Bishop Boswell, that's his team of destiny stuff. When Boswell makes 4 threes in that spot to shoot you through that round, because without him, John, the way Ament was hobbling around out there, and Ament somehow figured out a way to get like 16 or 18 points in the game, and he showed, like Rodney Woods was on here yesterday, and Maury Hanks, who scouted these players and scouts them for a living for years and years and years. And by the way, Maury told me this morning, it's what's having a great resource like Maury around is. He said, I've gotten on the phone. He's coming on with us on Thursday. Now, tomorrow we're going to have a guy who is the beat writer for Iowa State, the best of the class this year.
What is Maury going to talk about?
Maury's got 2 calls scheduled later today, and one of them is with a scouting buddy of his, NBA scout, who's seen Iowa State no less than like 12 times this year. Like they're one of his teams. And he's going to have the full rundown of, from this guy's perspective, what they really do well. And the guy's also seen Tennessee. So he's going to give Maury kind of a breakdown of, and this guy's going to give Maury some information that he couldn't say if he was on here, but Maury can say it. He keeps the guy's name out of it, whatever. Point is that we're going to have a pretty good look-see scout at this Iowa State bunch. Matt's right, in a sense. This Tennessee team, people don't want to hear this, but them getting to the Sweet 16 is a great season. Like, if we're on here Friday night and it's midnight, the game's over, and the Vols lose, I will say, hey, that's a pretty great job by this team to get to the Sweet 16. Here's the thing, though. This Jefferson guy, he's at least kind of hurt. I saw in our freshman guard a reinvigorated player. Gillespie looked fresher than he's looked in weeks. They obviously got him off his feet. He was extremely fresh in both those games and hit the key shots when he had to hit them. He has to be lights out good Friday night for these guys. Now, I'm going to ask a living listener. And you can go with this wherever you want to go, okay? I'm going to go with this. Wherever you want to go. Wherever you want to go, okay? Wherever you want to go. Do you think this team's capable of winning Friday and getting to a third consecutive? Do you think it's going to happen? Third consecutive Elite Eight? Because I have a funny feeling that Alabama's going to shoot the ball well. I'm going to tell you something. This guy from Alabama is a real untrustworthy kind of bad guy, this head coach at Alabama, who traffics in high risk, probably covers up crimes, truth be told. Just, drafted that kid out of professional basketball earlier this year.
They could use him Friday night. Maybe they could get him eligible again.
Well, You shook Tony up with that comment, Brian.
Point being, Bri, the guy will stop at nothing. The guy will stop at nothing. The guy will stop at nothing.
The winning edge.
Hey, Matt, people think that we're really silly about this getting to the Final Four thing. They say you guys talk like it's winning a national championship. Matt, do people really understand the sport and what making a Final Four means when they talk like that, Matt? It would feel like winning a championship for us, Matt. It would. It would be so – I don't even know what the term is. Is it affirming, John? I don't know what that term is, but there's a certain type of cachet that comes with, hey, I follow a school that's made a Final Four. I don't know. It's hard to describe.
Maybe you would be inspired to write a song about it and sing it in the park.
Matt, what do you think?
No, it's just really difficult to do. And I mentioned it on the selection show that a 6 seed hasn't even made a Final Four since I think it's 93.
Yep.
Which is crazy to think about, but and Tennessee's just never been able to get over the hump in the postseason and the deal. But you've gotten close the last 2 years, and then this year you've got a chance to do it again. It's really remarkable. It's two toughest games of your season would be the ones that come up. So you just have to play extremely well. There's no do-overs. If you have a bad 5 or 10 minute stretch, you're almost certainly not getting through any round from here on out. So it's just a tough ask, and it'd be kind of crazy if this is the team that kind of breaks that. But again, work. I think it'll take a great effort to get by Iowa State, who's really, really good.
Oh, they're very good. But how sports work is that this Tennessee team, a team that we've just kind of, I don't know, at times they've been so maddening and so frustrating and so just silly at times. They've played such silly basketball, all the three-point fouling and all the goofy play, that this is the club that gets through. And I'm going to ask the living listener at 865-200-5402, what is your feeling about this team? Is this it? Is this the end of the line? My buddy James Daniel IV says, the way I look at the Sweet 16, like Watson Brown talks about making a par, this team making the Sweet 16, when you look at all the numbers, that's their par. That's shooting a par. If they didn't get out of the round to 32, it would have been a bogey. I kind of disagree with that. I think they've made a birdie right now, getting this far. John, how do you look at it?
No, I agree with
James Daniel IV.
James. Yeah, I think Tennessee was going to beat Miami of Ohio.
Yes.
So, and again, it's just, you never know what's going to happen in these tournament games because of the health of players. And now the NCAA contributes to that uncertainty, as you pointed out.
No.
We don't know. My guess is Iowa State probably knows if Joshua Jefferson can play.
They MRI'd him yesterday.
Or they know if he can play, or if he's going to be less than 100%, he will have limited minutes.
No.
Imagine if Tennessee was out without Jacoby Gillespie in this game. Would you give it any chance?
No.
I wouldn't.
No. Here's the other thing about this club, about this game, about the whole deal. When you talk about, is this a Sweet 16 team back in January, okay? I always say that's a silly conversation because let me see the draw. Because the only thing that separates a team that goes to the Sweet 16 from a team, for instance, if the Vols would have stayed on the 4 or 5 line, they probably have a harder path. Even if you look at the region they're in, which makes no sense, But in losing a couple of games, that's the thing that's tricky about the tournament and just talking about it in a vacuum. By losing a couple of games there and kind of slipping down the stretch, Brian, these guys ended up with more winnable games, 2 pretty winnable games. When you looked at Virginia on the floor with the Vols, physically it looked like the high school basketball team against a college basketball team. Our guys, man-to-man, mano-a-mano, are some big, big human beings. And this Garrett Medenwald guy, we don't talk about him enough, but he's got to be a major part of their run here in recent years. This guy knows what he's doing, building ball players. Is there any doubt, John, when you look at the strength and conditioning and how tough we are? The thing is, though, Friday night, I'm going to warn you, some of you that haven't watched Iowa State, you're kind of myopic in your fandom, and that's cool. I mean, there are certain people that listen to me that only watch their team. That's cool. I mean, these days, you got so many other things distracting you. Watching your team is an accomplishment. Iowa State is a stronger, tougher version of us. They're a little more skilled version of us is what they are. That's what they are. They've got a point guard who's a little bigger, nastier version of ZZ, who's one of the toughest people I've ever seen in my life. How the point guard matchup goes Friday, with or without the Jefferson kid. Now, if they had the Jefferson kid, I would give us a puncher's chance in that game, if that.
What's the betting line on this game now?
It's, Brian, is it like 4 for Iowa State?
It was
Brian?
4.5 the last time I saw it.
Yeah.
This morning.
And that's Jefferson being up in the air, John. That's his status being up in the air.
Do you think maybe they know what his status is, though, when they set that line?
I don't know.
You never know.
But I want to ask the living listener right now, do you believe? Because here's the thing. You think about all the things that this team's been through. You think about all the things we've been through as fans. You're talking about your 80 minutes of basketball away. And if Alabama, we're all going to be Alabama fans Friday night. This might be the first time that the Tennessee nation has ever really cheered for Alabama to any way, shape, and form like this. Everybody listening to me has to be saying Roll Tide Friday night in that first window. Matt, will you be saying Roll Tide yourself Friday night? Will you be cheering for the Tide?
I don't know. No, probably not. Sorry.
There we go, Tony.
That's the kind of thing you're talking about,
Yeah,
John?
it happens all the time on this show.
He takes the piss out of everything.
You set somebody up,
right,
to set you up.
Brian, will you be cheering for?
Yeah, let's cheer for a criminal enterprise.
Matt, who's more beatable in the next round?
Bama is, but Tennessee has to get there for that to even matter. So I'm not watching the tournament with that in mind.
Brian Hartman, will you be cheering for the Alabama Crimson Tide so the bracket opens for us? Or are you going to think like a loser like Matt? Like we're going to lose the game?
I will be hoping they win. How's that? Maybe that's not really cheering for, but hoping they win, yes.
That's not cheering for them, Brian. Why won't you invest emotion in it?
Yes, Brian.
Well, I'm hoping they win, so I am investing some emotion.
That's not much.
No, that's not much, Brian.
You're going to be in front of the TV screaming and shaking your fist on behalf of Alabama? That's cheering.
Yeah, I'm going to shake my butt. John, how about you? What do you think? You think there's a lot of people in Tennessee Nation that are going to be rooting for Alabama in that first window? Because that's part of the magical night. That's how the magical night happens. Because if Alabama wins, all of a sudden you go into the 10 o'clock, it'll be 10:30 tip-off, like Brant Packer said today. Brant Packer said in the fourth quarter, in the last 8 minutes of the game, we ought to have like a ball drop at midcourt like they do for New Year's Eve, just to commemorate the occasion that we're all up after midnight watching a college basketball game. Have a spring ball drop.
Tony, one thing is, I've all my years here.
Yep.
The hatred for Alabama,
like Matt
in these parts.
Yeah.
I just don't think a lot of fans can do that. It's just
Matt can't do it.
yeah. Well, I think
He almost said yes, and then he stopped himself. If you caught that, he was like, no. Actually, no, I won't cheer for them.
and so yeah, I think some. I could see this happening. A Tennessee fan going into that game, boy, I want Alabama to win. I want Alabama to win. And then they get and start watching the game, and they just see Alabama, and they said, I can't pull for them.
Think about this. Somebody's pointing out Estrella in our chat. He was like a championship player the other day. When you get a guy like him starting to make those jump hooks and play to the level he played.
That baseline jump hook he made.
That's the stuff of, trust me, I watched Villanova make runs when I was a kid in 85. That's the kind of shots they were making. You make a few of those, and all of a sudden you're through to the next round. And then Harold Presley steps up, and he drains a couple. And then Harold Jensen stretches up. And then Ed Pinkney goes for 49.
Ed Pinkney, that's the one I remember. I covered that team in a regional. It was a
Wayne
great
McClain. How great was that team?
Yeah.
Wow.
And one of the all-time greatest games ever to win the championship.
They shot 72% from the field against Georgetown.
I thought they shot better than that.
And it went to the last possession. It went to the last play of the game. Imagine how high of a level college basketball used to be played, John. That's crazy.
I do think, so the college basketball is trending upwards.
It's a very good sport right now.
This has been a really good season. I've enjoyed this season.
So we'll go to the phones and get as many people in here. We have no calls, but we'll get as many people in here on the other side, or we'll talk to Air. Also, one other thing I want to unpack with John is the Lady Vols lost their best player yesterday. Some of you don't know this. This Prawl kid, I told you 3 months ago, that is the most skilled player the Lady Vols have had in a long time. I mean, she is a young kid. You could see the way she moves. You could see her size. You can see the way she can shoot the ball. She's going to be, I don't know where she's going to be a star player. It ain't going to be here. But she's going to be a great player for somebody. She transferred out of here, and then somebody else transferred who came from Syracuse. By the way, Syracuse's women's coach embarrassed herself last night after the game. John, have you seen this?
I saw a headline about something. She was with the. I don't know if it's a he.
She said, and I quote, "They have something against me."
Who does?
I'll let you listen to it when we come back. She said, when I was at Buffalo, because the women's tournament really needs to have a conversation with itself, and the conversation goes a little something like this. Why don't we just have a 16-team field? Or 32 at the most? Because literally the term baby seal clubbing is applicable to that. Laura and I last night, after coming back from Copper Cellar, we're just kind of sitting around, and you sort of let your food digest. I'm working on the blog. She's flipping around looking for a women's game to watch. John, it was Hammer Time Central last night in the round of 32. There wasn't a competitive game. There was one competitive game, but for the most part, why in the round of 32, John, would those games be so non-competitive? Even in the middle of the bracket, they're not competitive.
Yeah, you're right. It's 64 teams in the women's bracket is just too many. I agree with that. You'd see a better quality of ball, but I do think there are about 5 programs right now.
Yeah.
Connecticut, of course, Texas, South Carolina, UCLA, and LSU. Those 5 programs, I think they could probably beat almost any other team by 25 points on a given night.
Elander Schickquattrell says, LOL, the girl Tony is talking up is awful. Prawl. She's an awful player, John?
No, she's a good player. She's not. Talasha Cooper's their best player.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm talking about freshman.
You're right. Freshman. Yeah. Oh, no. She's a very good player. She's
going to be a great player.
6'2", with a nice jump shot, moves well, player. Athletic.
Hey, Schick. You stick to Josh Heupel's stubble, and I'll stick to what I do, which I do very well.
I think, yeah, she'll get some good NIL offers. So she could go to a winning program.
Pretty. South Carolina take her tomorrow.
Notre Dame would too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they will have players sought after in the portal.
I want to ask you, John, how many portal players? Because that Cooper girl, there's no way she comes back. Now the portal won't open until next Monday, so we're going to hear of players matriculating. But I think there's a possibility, y'all, that we might see some staff movement as well. You ever heard the term deck chairs on the Titanic? Or maybe...
yeah, I've heard that in connection with the newspaper industry. It's an inside joke in our business.
John went from, in the newspaper industry, a time where, if you ask him, this is true, he had an unlimited budget. He could say to the editor, whatever, hey, I'm going to Philly today to cover the Eagles and Cowboys, when he was in Jacksonville, and they would fund it. I mean, it was the greatest job in the world. Hey, I'm going to the Olympics over in Sapporo, Japan, and they would fund it. Hey, I'm going to now if he takes somebody to lunch, okay?
I don't take people to lunch.
I know that, but if I take a coach to lunch or whatever, I'm trying to get to know somebody, they would say, hey, John, that's not in the expense report. I mean, it's, I
don't even carry a car. I don't even have a company card anymore.
Say?
I don't travel.
It's unbelievable.
Things change, Tony.
So we're going to do this on the other side. We're going to come back. We're going to get some calls in. And this show belongs to you for the rest of the program. Don't Let Me Down, John Lennon. Great Beatles tune.
How does that go, Tony?
Do-do-do. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, na, na, na. Dun, na, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. Do, 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 do,
I don't really like it that much.
When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gufon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gufon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gufon Moving and Storage, pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gufon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gufon.com. That's Gufon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gufon Moving and Storage. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776, or just visit us online at KnoxvilleSmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Fanrun Radio, where Big Orange Country comes to talk sports. Start your morning off with your daily dose of talk sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11. Then it's Tony Basilio from 11 to 1. The Playbook with William Pattison from 1 to 3. And The Drive from 3 to 6. It's 10 hours of hard-hitting local sports radio every day.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Start the new year with comfort and savings from Pipe Wrench Home Services. Tired of high energy bills and constant heating and AC repairs? Ready for a more efficient home? There's never been a better time to upgrade your comfort and take control of your energy costs. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. A new energy efficient system means lower bills, fewer breakdowns, and peace of mind for years to come. And with Pipe Wrench Home Services same-day service guarantee, you won't wait to start enjoying a more comfortable home. Your comfort isn't just our job, it's our promise. Upgrade your HVAC system now with Pipe Wrench Home Services and make no payments until 2027. Schedule your free estimate today at pipewrench.com. Pipe Wrench Home Services, trusted in Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and neighboring communities for over 20 years. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer good with approved credit. Some restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Hey, I'm Alan, and we ship floors on Bristol Highway in Johnson City. Are you tired of walking around on that ratty-looking carpet that you have? Well, today's your lucky day, because we have Supercore on sale for $1.79. 58 colors we're liquidating. Supercore is the best waterproof floor with a lifetime warranty. Where are you going to find that anywhere else? Nowhere, let me tell you. $1.79 lifetime warranty. Come on down to Bristol Highway on your truck and trailer and let's make a deal.
Gotta love this time of the year. Hoops here, home runs over there, and you've got to get your Tennessee on. And there's only one place, the best place to shop for your officially licensed Tennessee volunteer gear, Alumni Hall. Hands down, the best store for Vol fans. They've got the latest and greatest apparel for the entire family. Hats, man cave items, decor, and more. Get your Vols grill cover, a plate for your burgers, and of course, that chef's apron for all that outdoor grilling this spring. And accrue those rewards and watch your balance grow online or on the app. We'll see you at Alumni Hall and alumnihall.com and G to the B to the O, Alumni Hall. TB back with you, 865-200-5402. As we welcome you back, the phone lines are absolutely dead, so I guess I didn't capture anybody's attention. It does happen from time to time. Even people like me that are great at this strike out.
Is my sound, can people hear me now, Tony, if you turn that down?
Yeah.
I told you to leave that open.
Well, not during breaks. I can't leave it open, sweetheart.
Why not? Don't call me sweetheart. Why not?
All right. So I want to play this for you. Syracuse has a coach. And I want to just go around the room, and I want Matt to tell me what he thinks of this and Bri to tell me what he thinks of this. This is one of the more, 2026 things that we've ever heard. Because generally, if you play in the NCAA tournament, you're playing in the tournament. But apparently this lady that coaches at Syracuse, whose name I don't know, but you know who that is? You ever seen her?
Yeah, I've seen her before on
TV. She coached at
TV.
Buffalo, Coach Yo.
No, that's the coach at Ole Miss. Is there another Coach Yo?
I don't know.
Okay.
But
she coached at Buffalo?
Yeah. 865-200-5402 if you want to join us. John, your hypothetical is what? Go ahead.
Okay. Is there a better chance of Kim Caldwell returning as the Lady Vols coach, or the Tennessee men making the Final Four.
All right. Brian, you throw out the first pitch. What's more likely from here?
I think Kim Caldwell returning next year. I have to say that. I don't want to say that, but
I do think Kim Caldwell, the whole thing's just been a total mess. And even, how do I put this? Even since their ouster from the tournament, like I would like to tell you that I'm hearing that they've gotten control of things. John, do you think they've gotten control of things? She's gotten control of things?
No.
No. In a word, W. Matt, how do you answer that? Final Four or Caldwell comes back?
I think good question. It's probably Caldwell coming back. I don't think Danny White would admit a mistake of that magnitude after just 2 years.
Here's the trick, though. And I said this
in this portal era, you at least, in theory, can flip your roster and turn things around in a year. In theory,
I think there's a better chance of the men making the Final Four.
God! Why? That's surprising you would say that, because I agree with Matt. Danny admitting, here's the thing, though. Danny might not have to admit it because the writing might be so on the wall after these coaches leave that this might be just, they might just have to look at her and go, hey, you're really sweet. Go ahead.
No, the issue would be if you're an NIL contributor,
yes,
why would you contribute to that program at this juncture? That to me would that would determine her fate. If nobody wants to pay in, then you can't get players in the portal, and they will have to get players in the portal because they're losing players to the portal.
The cues of it all, okay? The cues of it all is what I want to focus on right now. Syracuse last night. Brian, what was the score after one quarter in that game? Do you remember?
it was 65-12 at half, and then they played to a stalemate in the second half because Connecticut won by 53.
65-12.
Yeah, we turned it on for a second. Gino
65-12.
Gino Adams said after the game, he said that only one time in my career have I seen my team play like that. He said I've never seen my team play like that since I've been here. And when Gino says that, because you know Gino doesn't, he's not a word mincer. He says we were about as in the groove on offense and defense. He said we did not take a possession off in the first half against these people. They had zero chance. That's what he said. That's what he said. Imagine your team being that good that you just say, you know, my opponent, I mean, they just had no chance. Like
65-12.
That's like 25 or 6-4. I mean, what in the world? 65-12. And here's what Syracuse's coach, who really is, I got to say this about her. I don't know her name, and I don't want to know her name. But she's, and Johnny, after you hear this, you're going to know why I'm saying I don't want to know her name. Matt, have you seen this? Because she's a serious competitor.
No, I have not seen this, and I have a theory why you're not getting phone calls too. But I'll say that.
That was harsh.
Well, now we got 3 lines currently on hold.
There you go, Tony. Way to
stick that in your pipe.
Way to wheel and deal.
In your negative wet blanket pipe.
Tony,
put that in your pipe.
I know you like
your pipe
to build up the drama, but let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and hear the Syracuse coach. I'm curious.
This guy to touch my heart and help me speak kindly about this opportunity, but also have a responsibility. And when I tell my players to woman up, I think I have to do the same thing. And for us to be coming from a 12 and 16, 18, whatever season last year, okay, let's judge me on this season. For us to do what we've done, to continuously have to come to UConn, and every single school that I go to, from Buffalo to it's unfair to the young people. I don't know what it is. Somebody said, is there something that they might have against me? If that's the case, then we need to communicate about that. But for us to be what we've done in our body of work, to have to come and play the best team in the country. I mean, Gino has this thing going, and I love what he's done, but I thought deserved a little more respect after being in his business for 37 years, and to have to come and be in this particular bracket every freaking year is unacceptable. It's wrong. It's somebody, and if you're on the committee and you've been around for more than a year or two or 5 to 10 or 15 years, you understand what that looks like. I've been on those committees to see how it's done, how you can put people on different lines, put us on a 10 line, whatever. But for us to continue to come to Connecticut year after year after year is, to me, it's a personal attack. Because I just think that we're way better than what we performed today. But I think what you're going to notice that everybody that come through, Gino, and UConn is going to get the raft of what they can bring. I just know this team right here had a strong chance of getting beyond this particular level. And I am hoping that I'm not disrespecting anyone. I'm hoping that I'm not bringing shame to Syracuse. Like, crying spilled milk.
Oh, no.
But after a while, I've never said anything.
Never said anything.
In this kind of light before.
Yeah.
A lot of people are talking about rev share. I just want the young people that's in my locker room to have a fighting chance. And I am grateful.
It sounds like you're really concerned about young people in our locker room, which he says they have this thing against me. John, if you heard that and you were in AD, what would you be saying to her today?
I would fire her for cause. She's unstable. Doesn't need to be leading the program.
He sounds like she's wasted, like hammered. I'm not kidding.
Well,
this
it was
presented by our friends at Dos Equis / my friends at T3 Vodka. Ask for it by name. Matt, if you heard a coach in a sport you follow talk like that after a game, bitching about how they always end up playing the same opponent and how it's just not fair and how it's a
poor me.
Well, really, they have something against me because I always end up in this spot. How in the world, Matt, could you give that person a paycheck to coach a team next year if you're in a competitive situation?
I don't know. That doesn't sound like a very competitive situation from the coach's perspective.
Man, that was...
You think she was drunk, Brian?
Or she wishes she was.
Well, it was 65.
The team might have been drunk.
It was 65-12 at halftime.
She could have been punch drunk, John. 65-12. I mean, Magic going into the half.
You could start. Yeah, you could get dizzy.
Magic going into the half down 65-12. And you had that loser mentality to begin with, because she obviously has a loser mentality.
I'm telling you, if I'm on the tournament selection committee next year, you got to put her in Connecticut's bracket.
Well, here's the thing about it: if the lady knew anything about anything with these tournaments, Jerry Palm tells me they don't look at the teams, they don't look at the coaches, they don't, and Joe Lenardi, they don't look at the storylines. All these guys, because they went to some simulated blind draw thing, and they never do that. John, you believe that, right? They don't do it for,
it's sometimes it looks calculated, but maybe that.
Oh,
but I think
I've never heard. When I told you that we were going to play that, you thought, "Why in the world is he doing like women's basketball?" Like,
I thought, yeah,
and kill the show. But now that I played it, should I have played that? I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's one of the best post game press conferences I've ever heard. I'd love to have been columnizing on that.
Yes,
from that regional.
Would you have if you were a columnist in Syracuse today? How badly would you eviscerate her? You'd call for her to be fired?
Yeah. Oh yeah. She shouldn't be running a program. Has no business running.
Brian, had you heard that?
No, that's the first I've heard of it. That's the first I've heard it today.
I mean, that's like when, no offense to her, the kid from Baltimore that played at LSU, Barbie, what do they call her?
Angel Reese.
Said, I deserve LeBron James money. Angel, a newsflash to you, honey. No, you don't. No, you don't. Just like I'm not going to get Jim Rome money working in this. Like, we all make choices and we're all like in our spot. And by the way, I'm very pleased with what we're doing here. I feel very blessed to have the opportunity I have. And so should you.
You can afford a nice hat like you're wearing.
And the Syracuse people, the Syracuse head coach should feel very blessed that she got to win a game in the tournament. And should congratulate Gino and her kids for having the season they've had. And they tried to play to their level, and we didn't have it tonight. But that's not what we're doing now.
Think about this.
Yeah.
If it was 65-12 at halftime.
Yes.
What if Gino had only played 4 players in that first half? Could Syracuse have come close? I don't think it could have. 4 against 5.
I mean,
I think it would have been like a 15-point game still.
Let's go to the phones. 865-200-54. Then I want to hear Matt's theory of why the living listeners unplugged right now. But in the meantime, I want to hear from those that are there, because this is the geophysical year of the caller. The weather's nice outside. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's absolutely outstanding. As we go back to our phones, and let's see what scintillating conversation awaits us. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, Tony? You all right?
There's my man right there.
Yeah, what's up, buddy? John made me laugh earlier. Sorry.
Hey, Ryan, when I saw that thing that y'all have been to the Sweet 16 in like 10 years in hoops.
I'm surprised it's been that recent.
And you won the Natty. You won the Natty in football at Indiana.
Yep.
How upside down is this, John?
Life is weird.
Yeah, it's the world in which we live now. College athletics.
Tennessee's gone further in March for like 7 consecutive seasons than Kentucky, John. In what world? How is that possible? By the way, NIL or no NIL, it's the most important thing in the world to those Kentucky people. Matt Jones said courtside he had to leave so he wouldn't scream at an official the other day. And DeMarcus Cousins came out and said it's high time that we quit listening to Matt Jones. That was DeMarcus Cousins.
When Buggy thinks you're ridiculous, you need to re-examine some things.
Yes.
Tone, to your point, how criminal was that coaching job that Cal did with what was that white boy that went to the NBA that was really good, that beat the Dalton Connect team and Thompson Bowling? Oh, Shepherd. The Shepherd team. They went out the first round.
Yeah.
I mean, that team was a knee-jerk Final Four pick for a lot of folks who didn't win a game.
No doubt about it. And then they had didn't he also in that era have the white kid that's at Miami now? What is his name, Matt?
Yes.
What's
Tyler Hero.
I love me a
Tyler
hero. Yeah, there goes my hero.
That team had a nice run. I think that team made an Elite Eight.
I think that's right.
Mistaken.
I think that's right.
Yeah, they lost to Auburn.
But, well, Tone, to your hypothetical, I was going to say Vols men win the next 2, but John's the expert, so I got to lean towards Kim Caldwell getting ask a question, as you like to say, because John is the residential lady basketball expert.
Well, no, it's asked a question. And look, I think
asked a question. Sorry.
I think at the end of the day, that because she could get axed, that you would even have that conversation kind of speaks to where we are. Because it's a great either or. And I'm kind of jealous I didn't think of it.
Yeah. I don't want to jinx it, but let's assume the men get it done this weekend. A win over a very good Iowa State team. And then let's go for the whole enchilada. we don't want Alabama to win. Let's take down Big Bad Mara and Dusty May's Goliaths.
See?
Where would that rank? Because I've been a barnstormer a little bit. He irritates me, even though I love him as a person.
Yep.
Even I, as critical as I've been, if he does that, that is one of the best coaching jobs since when at the University of Tennessee.
If Tennessee beat Michigan,
yeah,
it'd be
to the
the greatest win in school history. It'd be the most improbable win in school history. When you look at them and look at us,
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
That is like borderline the USA playing the Russians in 1980 in hockey. That's like Miracle on Hardwood material.
Well, you don't know if you would even
like Syracuse upsetting UConn in women's hoops.
No.
That's what it, Matt. It's true or false, Matt? That is what that feels like when you're. And I know it's not true.
According to their coach, it is.
The coach is really excellent.
I mean, if he won 3 straight games as a lower seed after winning just one in the previous 39 tournament appearances,
hey, one of my
it'd
buddies,
be an incredible 2-week run.
One of my buddies says to me the other day, "Hoosier Ryan, I'm thinking of you," and I'll let you finish your thought. But how could the Hoosiers have not rearranged the chairs so they could get a guy that was Bobby Knight's, a kid that grew up learning the game from Bobby Knight and Dusty May? How does he end up at Michigan? How did you guys go another year with the guy you knew? You knew he had zero. I'm not rubbing it in. You had zero chance. You knew, and you waited, and you could be on top of the world right now in men's hoops.
It'd be the gate. We'd be threatening the Gators. We'd be threatening the Gators as the only team to get them both in an academic year. But, Tony, if you remember, I called in when the news broke.
No, you said
and I said, that's it. I said, I'm emotionally checked out. I haven't watched a full IU basketball game since they did not go after Dusty and he went to Ann Arbor. But
you called it.
Tone, and irony of ironies, do you know who was hired a few months later at Indiana University when they failed to hire Dusty May? Kurt Signetti. It's the funniest thing. They're going to make a documentary, and it would be, I mean, the Coen brothers couldn't write a script that ironically funny. But what are you going to do? Out the door, Matt said it. I have been critical of Barnes. If he gets this done, me and Polly Joe and what's his name, Negative could come on and formally apologize, when nations formally apologize for past atrocities. We could come on and do that if he gets these next 2 done, because that would be, you really couldn't say anything after that. I don't know if you can now, frankly.
Thank you, my friend.
We'll see.
There is some irony that they're playing this in Polly's hometown, the home of Sister Jean. It's as if they have the chance to conquer some ghosts.
I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. Until Friday night, and then I'm not telling you. But I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Why does Tennessee have the late game?
They've been tipping off Sweet 16 games after 10 p.m. Eastern for years.
It's attractive. Yeah, we took a bus trip one time, John. We went and watched them play Louisville. The first game, I'll never forget this, was Washington State versus North Carolina. And it was in the Hornets arena. And then then the Vols had the second game. I was thinking about the Hornets. And it didn't tip off till 10:45. We didn't get back off that bus trip. Well, I thought of everything. That was back in the day where I was taking the bus trips. I thought of everything. I gave everybody one of those bottles of, well, guys, what do you call them? It's like the Starbucks. You shake them up, and it's got the espresso in them. They're like in a glass bottle, Brian. You know what I'm talking about. That's like an energy drink. We handed everybody a Starbucks energy drink. Good luck going home. The guy driving that night was literally falling asleep, gone through the mountains. It's pretty next level. Ain't gonna lie to you. We took different shifts, me, Bino, a couple other people. No, Bino wasn't on that. We took different shifts, though, of keeping him awake. It's your hour to go up there and talk to him. And at one point, he was telling somebody he said, have you ever shot an apple off a man's head? It was the craziest night. It was the craziest night.
The bus driver asked.
Frappuccino, thank you. Whoever came up with that. It was the Frappuccino things. Yeah, that you had in the bottle. You'd shake the bottle up.
Wait, what's this about an arrow? What is that?
Have you ever shot an apple off a man's head?
Who said that?
The bus driver.
That kind of implies that he did.
It was pretty whack. It was. By the way, here's why. I know why now we don't have any phone activity. No Marky Mark in the Lunchy Bunch today. Marky Mark is tied up with business today for his real, shall we say, living. I know you think his appearances on here have to garner him thousands of dollars. But he actually has to, he's meeting with some upper crusters today. So, Marky Boy's away. So if you want to get in with us, 865-200-5402. My heart goes out to the lady at Syracuse. What they ought to do next year is just forfeit. If they get in that spot again, just not play.
Just give UConn a bye to the Sweet 16.
Yeah,
that's what they should do.
Well, I think it would be kind of cool if Gino called her up to see if he could schedule her for a November game, maybe the season opener for next season. That would be kind of cool.
They used to be in the same conference in the Big East for years and years. I guess
they had
she's lucky she wasn't around for then.
They had a pretty good coach before her, and I think he got into some, I don't know, off the court issues, as I recall.
Was he mistreating players? Maybe
not
some
in
kind
that
of thing
sport. Not in women's.
He was.
It's the hottest post-game show on the.
Oh, let me do this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fanrun
It's the hottest
Radio.
post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama ZZ approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
Yeehaw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues. Every bet type you can imagine. Live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better be a better with VIP Play today.
VIP Play coming soon. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 plus and located in Tennessee to bet.
Achillio here, and my friends at Carnes Motor Company started with a dream over a quarter century ago. I met Rob and Brian back when I still had hair, and they were working at a huge dealership in West Knoxville. But they told me back then they wanted to sell cars on their terms, and I wanted to do radio on my terms. Their terms, just like my terms, are ultimately your terms. In both cases, you're the winner. A Car Guru's National Award winner with a 5-star rating on all sites, just like our Vols. Everything about buying a car from Carnes Motor Company is no hassle. They specialize in high-quality pre-owned vehicles between the $5,000 to $25,000 range. And if you need to sell a car, they'll either buy your car or they'll help you sell it. Carnes Motor Company also has a top-notch service department. Therefore, every vehicle is rigorously inspected and serviced prior to delivery. So you're guaranteed to get a quality pre-owned vehicle every time. If you need a place for service, they've got you covered. Come be a part of the Carnes Motor Company family and tell them you heard about it from me. Online at carnesmotor.com. Oak Ridge Highway, 1 mile past the Carnes light. Carnes Motor Company.
From the sunrise over the Smokies to the Saturday cheers at Neyland Stadium, Knoxville isn't just where we live, it's home. But let's be honest. Finding your perfect spot in a hot market can feel like a full-time job. Whether you're looking for a Craftsman in 4th and Gill, a family home in Farragut, or a view in South Knox, the market moves fast. You need more than a listing. You need an edge. And that's where I come in, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. And I specialize in helping Knoxville buyers win. I don't just find houses, I find the right fit for your budget and your lifestyle. Ready to unlock your front door? Visit nextmovesmokymountains.com or call me at 865-694-5904. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com. And as always, go Vols.
I want to add one thing in hour number 2 that we didn't say, and then I want to get Matt's thoughts on why the phone lines weren't ringing off the bat, unless it's a personal attack to me, and then I don't want to hear it. But, and maybe I do want to hear it. Maybe I need to hear it, Kim Caldwell.
Did you do something wrong?
Well, I want to say I want to get one thing in the record that, was it Watson Brown last year said? I think it's a sentiment of a lot of people. It needs to be our sentiment right now. It would be a real shame if Rick Barnes is our Moses. He walks us right to the edge of the line there, but never sees us get across the river. He deserves to coach the Vols to their first Final Four. Can I get an amen from you guys? I mean, 4 straight Sweet 16s at this school? 4 straight.
I mean, he's had a great coaching career. He's going into the Hall of Fame. He's been to a Final Four. I wouldn't say he deserves it. Why does he deserve it? I mean, you could say that about a lot of coaches.
He deserves it. That's what I'm saying. He deserves it. Yes.
Does he deserve a national championship?
No. He deserves to coach his team to their first Final Four. We've never done it. He's done everything here. He spent weeks at number 1 at a school that before he got here was number 1 for 2 days. They've lived in the top 25. They've broken every kind of record imaginable for winning. They've given us so many tremendous high point highlights down through the years. He's done so many things you can be proud of on and off the court. And you and I were talking during the break. I mean, interpersonally, he'd be the first to admit that he was kind of a train wreck early in his life. Before he kind of put Christ at the center of his life. He openly admits. I mean, he went back and apologized to his players at Clemson. He went back and apologized to some early players that he coached in different spots, Providence, Texas, the way he treated them. I mean, he's just...
He must have been a tyrant.
Oh, he was a nut. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because Jacoby Gillespie told me when I interviewed him at the tip-off club, he's a psycho. He said he's still a psycho. But he used to be like cussing, screaming, yelling. Now he's just a psycho without the language. I'll tell you this right now. We deserve it. That's why I felt so badly for my man John Chaney at Temple. John Chaney got to the Elite Eight at Temple 5 times and never got there.
Was didn't he threaten John Calipari at a press conference once?
Look at how well that's aged. I'll kill ye.
Yeah.
But he also had a tremendous impact in the lives of so many kids.
God, imagine the woke media today if a coach did that. Woke and 40 would want Chaney arrested.
John, how did the media deal with that back then? You were in the middle of all that. What would have been John Adams' reaction to that 30 years ago?
I would have probably had fun with it.
Yeah. In Philly, they had fun with it. They love Chaney because he would go on all the shows and talk about the Eagles. You know, he's a Philadelphian at heart, just a total maniac. And the Philly people get that because they know that you don't really mean it. You're just to the boiling point, and that's what people there do. They just blow up. You just get blown up on. I've got that trigger temper behind the scenes.
Gino's from Philly, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Gino and Martelli grew up together. Phil Martelli, who I was so proud of seeing his son beat VCU beat North Carolina the other day.
How about that Nebraska Vanderbilt game? All the years of covering NCAA tournaments.
Yeah.
And of course I wasn't at the arena for this one, but I've never seen a crowd like that in a second round NCAA tournament game.
Meant everything to them. Meant everything to them.
It just shows you if Nebraska had a championship football team, if Nebraska fans had Indiana's team last year.
Oh,
are you kidding me?
Well, how about this? We've commented on here. They're so in the wilderness. They draw 90,000 for volleyball now. Now, I'm sorry, and I love you, and I love your show, and I love Eve Rackham. 90,000 for a volleyball match?
But they're anything that wins.
You got it. When I saw 40,000 people show up for Tony Vitello's baseball deal, and he's down there signing women's boobs, and probably don't even know what sport they play.
At the parade?
At the parade. Go to the phones. You know, Nebraska's starving. Dave makes a good point. John Chaney had the same problem as Barnes. He was a defensive first coach. That's right. John Chaney's some of his shooting guards look like some of our shooting guards down through the years. Guys that you'd want to get in a snowball fight with. Let's go to the phones. We'll get as many people in here as humanly possible. No Marky Mark in the lunchy bunch. I send my regards.
Firing squad, as Brian says.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Let's go back to our phones.
Kelvin Sampson's been the same way, although he's kind of gone offensive heavy these last couple of years.
That's right.
And you see how far they've gone. I mean, they were really had a chance to win it all last year, and could very well. I mean, they're playing in Houston this weekend to get back to a Final Four.
Hey, Matt, that freshman guard they have, that Flemings kid, I'm not sure that's a kid that Sampson plays around with a few years ago. Now, he was a focal point of their recruiting plans, and he's a great. Kingston Flemings is one of the great names of all time. He's an awesome March basketball player.
Yeah, him and Acuff, those two dudes.
Acuff.
Out there.
Back to the phones we go. I love that Houston team. I cheer for them any day of the week. He's another guy that Indiana fired him over a couple of text messages. He was texting too much. I mean, Hoosier Paul Ryan, what are you people doing? It's embarrassing. Hello, welcome in. You're on the air. I'm sorry. Hello, welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony.
Yo.
What's going on, man?
Hey, my man Josh. What's up, brother?
I hear dodging Subarus. Keeping these highways hot. What you doing?
I'll tell you one thing. The drivers in Knoxville right now, I'm not sure if the driving's ever been worse in this town.
Oh, yeah,
what in the hell?
Get on Nagy.
I got to ask you
Let's
something.
Get on Nagy.
Well,
get some of these damn potholes filled up.
Yeah, Nagy. Fill the potholes up, Nagy. I dodged a couple last night on the interstate that were man-sized potholes. Hey, by the way, the driving here, John, we could do this in the third hour. Am I imagining this, or are people out of their damn minds here the way they're driving right now?
No, but you remember when you're just learning to drive and you go to a driver's ed course in high school and talk about driving defensively.
Yeah.
You really need to drive defensively now because you got people drunk on drugs, talking on their cell phones.
Oh.
Or even just...
It's them damn phones, Tony. It's the damn cell phones, man. I see it all day.
Because you can see it as a truck driver. You can see into people's laps. Josh, of the people you pass, right, how many of those people are texting, playing on their phones? Like, what would you say the percentage is?
50%.
Easy.
50%.
Easy.
It's
Easy, 50%. Hey, Tony, I just had to call in. You said it was a lot of phone day. So I want to give a big shout-out to Northeast Tennessee's own Greenville Green Devil, one of the stars of the damn first weekend of March Madness, Jacoby Gillespie, who never quit, never gave up, and accomplished his dream of wearing the orange. Hats off, Jacoby Gillespie, Greenville Green Devil.
And I'll tell you something about
Great story.
That young kid from Greenville he plays that game with a lot of flair. He was really good on Sunday. He's been really
did you see
good
the
so
stat
far.
About him?
That you had in the blog
Apparently
today? Repeat it, Bri. This is unbelievable. Repeat it, Bri.
Yeah. He's only the third player ever to have 50 points and 15-plus assists in the first two rounds of the NCAA tournament. The other two were Kemba Walker in 2011, and UConn won it all. The third one was Billy Donovan at Providence. They went to the Final
Four, baby, with a 20-year-old fresh face.
That's the list.
Who hasn't had?
Yeah, we don't get to the Sweet 16 without Gillespie playing the way he did.
No way.
It's all gravy from here, Tony. My hat's off to Rick Barnes, as other people have said. Pure class. The guys, when he came here, we fussed because he wouldn't recruit any 4-stars. He's completely elevated the basketball program to all-time highs. Best coach in the history of Tennessee basketball, in my opinion. That's off Rick Barnes.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. I'd have to put Commissioner Bockwinkel in the timeout. And listen, Rick Barnes deserves, okay, say this with me here, Josh. He deserves to take us to our first Final Four after what he's done here.
Yeah, I'm just scared he's going to leave us, Tony. I don't want Dollar Store Danny hiring another gimmick head coach. He's the only real head coach we got on campus now, and I want to keep him as long as possible. He needs to do whatever it takes, give him whatever he wants, and keep him around. Because
Tony, you think he's leaving?
No. Gosh, no. Why would
I'm just saying he's getting older. I don't know. You hear the R word, retirement,
I don't.
Every year he agitates about that. He doesn't have any hobbies. These guys, a guy like him, he coaches till he coaches. A guy like him doesn't have any hobbies.
I heard you and Adams talking about the newspaper days, Tony.
Yep.
Let me give you a story, Adams. Back in late 80s, early 90s, when I got my driver's license, pre-internet, up here on this end, we rarely got to hear about Tennessee sports. So I would drive every day after school to the Wallace News on Broad Street in downtown Kingsport, and they would save me a Knoxville News Sentinel, and I could read John Adams, Jimmy Himes, and all y'all talk about Tennessee football or Tennessee whatever sport was going on, and that was all we got. We lived and died with the Knox News Sentinel and those recruiting magazines that used to come out, Tony. My times have changed, man.
Amen to that. Hey, when you went on vacation,
turn it off.
Well, you can't get it off yet. The world was better without a cell phone. Now, look, it's great for my business because we're connected to people all over the world, and it's exponentially increased our reach. I mean, we become sort of major players through this whole thing, if you will, with megaphones when you're in my spot. But it's had a deleterious effect on our mental health. There's no doubt about it. Always having a phone in your hand, it cannot be good for you. It just can't be. And when you had to work for it back in the day, there was a certain charm about it. The other day, I acquired some old, I'm a USFL fan, okay, for the 3 years they were in existence. But I acquired some old, I'll show a couple to you, John, of these preview magazines. Back then, when you unwrapped a preview magazine for whatever your jam was, man, it was something special about it. Whether it was Street and Smith's, you wrote for those. Whether it was 1 year, John wrote a piece in the Sporting News for me or about us when we did the world's longest pregame show for one of these. We talked about the Florida game all off season. And I just thought to myself, I went home that night in my little one-bedroom apartment and thought, I told Laura, I said, man, we've kind of made it here. We're in the sporting, our show got written about the Sporting News. She looked at me and said, boy, it would sure be nice to make a little money. I was like, we've made it. You know what I mean? Because in those magazines, Josh, remember how much those magazines meant? Or reading about it?
You look forward to them coming out on the newsstands. That was, you'd make time to sit down and read it page cover to cover and learn about the upcoming season.
Love
what everybody's got.
Well, thanks for buying the paper back then. I appreciate it.
It's $4
every
now.
day, Wallace News and Mountain Dew slushy and a hot bag of popcorn, Adams. Those days are long gone. No more Wallace newsstands, but it was better time. Hey, can we, Tony? Are we ever going to see Ament play like he did that first half against Houston again?
Rick Barnes said it the other day, and I was really glad. Barnes. Here's another thing about Barnes. All year long, he kind of wouldn't sell for Ament's injury. He got hurt in December. We kept it real the whole time.
Yeah, I love the kid. I'm not down.
No. Saying, you're not going to see him. No, you're not. He will not be healthy. Hopefully, till they get to the combine, because that's an injury. You got to get off your feet if you're going to heal that ankle injury. And the kid is so tough, John. That was such a tough display from him the other day.
When he came out in the second half and found a way to get to the basket and scored. I mean, I think he scored the first 8 points or so in the second half. It were crucial points. And I think he is so good at finding a way to score. Yep. And he draws fouls. Gosh, has Tennessee ever had a player any better at drawing fouls than he does?
You got to ask Matt Dixon about that. In this era, I can't think of anybody. And here's the thing about him. He's kind of spindly. And he hasn't grown into himself yet. He's an 18-year-old kid. He is injured and he's playing the contact. That's how he scored his points the other day. He's injured and he's doing it. I mean, and he kept grabbing his ankle. Josh, you and I, we're pretty old school, and we bitch about some of the new ways. That kid's got old school sensibilities to his game. He's got a mid-range game. He's got, he's extremely tough. He's extremely team-oriented. He's not me-oriented at all. He's constantly sharing the basketball with others. my wish for him was he would shoot more this season, or they would run things for him, but they don't run things, unfortunately. But Josh, I love him.
We had more time with him, Tony.
I agree with that.
Anyway, I just want you to know we're still listening, even though I don't call in as much. But you guys hang in there and take care. Go Big Orange. Beat Iowa State. See you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, and the other day, and Negadave's right, he's just going to have to suck it up and play on adrenaline, I'm afraid, which is what he did the other day. That was a real display of toughness from him.
I wonder, they're working on his ankle, rehabbing it all the time, but I guess still it's the rest that's required to heal that. So
and they're keeping him off his feet.
But so then we go back to Iowa State. Who would you? Okay, think about this.
Yeah.
You'd rather be in Tennessee's position with Nate Ament hobbled and all than you would be in Iowa State situation with Joshua Jefferson, because
Advantage falls.
Yeah, he had his foot in a boot.
Plus, the thing about Jefferson is right now he's a better college basketball player than Ament. Now I'm talking about college basketball. He's a guy that can play 1 through 5 for him. He can guard all those positions.
He's their leading rebound.
He can do whatever he wants to do out there. Man, that's a huge loss to them. Creates such an opportunity for the Vols.
I had Iowa State going to the Final Four before he got hurt.
That's a very credible pick. If he's healthy, that's a very credible pick. Matt, can you think of anybody in your memory who placed, or Brian, wore Tennessee, wears a Tennessee uniform, that placed a contact like this kid does?
Not from the guard spot, not a guy you can give the ball to really anywhere in the court and they can draw fouls like that. I mean, Grant Williams was really good at drawing fouls, but he was basically almost exclusively a post player or from the elbow. Shout out Coach Dykes when he was here, but not a guy you can just give the ball to and they can go attack. No.
I think Lofton became the type of player that instead of just shooting, he drove to the basket later in his career. And I think maybe he drew some fouls. Maybe if my memory's right, maybe it's not. It just seems that he did.
Those play-to-contact guys are my favorite players. Like, for that reason, Andrew Toney's my favorite Sixer. Do you remember him, John Andrew Toney, 40 years ago, that could shoot the basketball with the old Boston Strangler, they called him? And
I remember him.
His career was ended by bone spurs.
He played at Louisiana Lafayette.
He sure did. Yeah, small school kid. Yeah. Small Louisiana.
This is probably before your time. You don't remember
Raging Cajuns.
You don't remember Bo Lamar, do you? You would remember Dwight Bo Lamar.
Bo Lamar played the ABA, right?
Yeah, but he played at USL. But that was before the 3-point line.
Yeah.
And he shot repeatedly 25, 30 feet.
Hey, we had a discussion last week. It was on here about the zone defense, and then the way the NBA is trying to figure out what to do about the 3-point line, because they're making a mockery of it at that level. Like, everybody's just, you watch one of those games and the skill level, there's just no mid-range. Every game looks the same, and they know it's a problem. So they've got to figure something out.
Well, I think the problem is the athletes are too skilled for that sport.
Yes.
They've transcended the game.
Right. So
they're so talented.
They're talking about making a 2-point basket a 3-point basket and a 3-point basket a 4-point basket to overcome that, because the Athletic's got a huge story on it. They've commissioned a board. Another thing they're talking about is no more corner threes, because the guys are too skilled.
You can't do that.
Sure you can. You can do it.
Corner threes are the hardest 3-pointer to hit as far as I'm concerned. That's the toughest one.
It's not what Maury
most difficult.
They're the easiest by the numbers.
That's exactly right. And Maury said it the other day. When what game, Matt? Was it the Iowa game we were watching?
Iowa. Yeah, the Iowa kid.
Maury said out loud, when you let a skilled athlete, and he called it, run into a 3-ball. In other words, you're running down the floor, and he doesn't even have time to think about it. Those kids are making that shot. In that sport, they call it running into the 3. And Maury was watching it live, and he said, that's horrendous. First of all, why are they pressing? And secondly, when you let that kid catch that ball there in the corner, he said that's one of the easiest shots in the game. In the NBA, they're talking about taking it away. But let's go back to the phone.
Why not make the basket smaller?
Let's go back to the phones.
You mean make it higher, raise it to 11 feet.
Or just overinflate the balls all the time.
Make the balls heavier.
Overinflate the balls, Matt, like they did for Vanderbilt?
Like they do for a lot of the tournament sides, yeah.
Do you blame the overinflated ball for Vanderbilt's ball not going in, Matt?
I think it probably played a part in it, but it was an overinflated ball for all 40 minutes. So.
I'll make sure I bring it up. I'll make sure I bring it up on Plaster Show today.
I mean, that thing was halfway in.
Halfway in.
Crazy.
Nebraska, they had a shot like that against Missouri that bounced out from half court, and they lost by 1, I think.
Vandy did, Bri?
Yeah, I remember against Missouri they had the same exact. It was.
John, John, do you remember that? Tanner shot it?
No.
Back to the phones we go. Yeah, Brian, I don't remember what
I do remember it. I watched it.
I don't remember what I had for breakfast today, and I ate the same thing every day. Nick Saban. Hello and welcome in. You're on our Tuesday edition. John Adams presented by Jennifer Morris. Next move, SmokyMountains.com. She Next Level. The lines are all lit up. Hello and welcome in.
The Athletic, where dashing Diana Rossini works. And
Diana Rossini.
Diana
Rossini. How do you know her?
I've seen her on let's see, on shows like Dan Patrick, Rich Eisen, and several other shows. And she is one beautiful lady.
Is she a paisan by trade or by marriage?
I have no idea, Tony. She's probably a paisan by marriage.
Am I hearing some background noise?
Yeah, Titans Bill's watching something on TV while he's tuned in. What are you watching, Bill?
I'm watching Bizarre Foods America with Andrew Zimmern.
Bizarre Foods America with Andrew Zimmern. What channel's that on, Bill?
Yeah.
It's on Tubi.
Tubi. Hey, Bill, turn it up for us. I want to hear a little bit of it.
Well, right now it's on commercial.
Oh, well, when it comes back, turn it back up. How long's the commercial break?
Well, right now it's 13, it's 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Oh, my God.
Now hey, I'll tell you something about him, Tony.
Go ahead.
He's a guy that eats caterpillars, tarantulas, rattlesnake meat, drinks cow's blood.
Hey, Bill.
It's about time.
No, I gotta
replay that Syracuse coach's comment.
Yeah.
Bill, I got a counting lesson for you, and it's 3, 2, 1. What in the world is he doing at lunchtime?
Well, I know, and you opened the door for him, Tony.
I didn't know that's what. I thought it was going to be like a food show.
Yeah, it was a food show.
I thought it was a soap opera or something.
It was a
Matlock.
show in which nobody wants to eat food while Titans Bill is talking about it.
I mean, G-Max Tapeworm said he just made my stomach curdle over here. When G-Max Tapeworm gets an upset stomach, that's an issue.
Who's crazier, the guy on that show that Bill's watching?
Yeah.
Or the Syracuse women's coach?
Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. I love me some Billy.
Let's go have a tarantula sandwich.
You think she felt like she was eating cow what?
Let's don't talk about it. Seriously, there are people that might be
eating. You think when
Tony.
she sees that draw?
Oh, no, but UConn made her drink her own blood, though.
She's such a quitter. My gosh. And I've waved the white flag myself on here from time to time, but
65-12.
65-12, and then coming out afterwards and saying, the real crime is they don't like me. They've had it in for me for 3 decades. I've been coaching now for
referring to the NCAA tournament
25 years. You talk about a victim. You talk about a lady that perfected the victim mentality. How would you like to follow her around in her life? You took my parking spot. You took that was the last extra large blouse.
How would you like to get an fender bender with her? You're going to court.
How would you like to be in a relationship with her? Marona Moore. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Gino, Adam.
Oh, there he is. Right on cue. See, Gino did that to her. So we've had two back-to-back, can I say winners on here?
Well,
and the coach from Syracuse is kind of a winner too, right?
Yeah, I would. I guess some other schools will be coming after her now, won't they?
Kiffin's Lexus says, I bet that lady does not return her grocery cart when she goes grocery shopping. You think she leaves that cart right in the middle of the parking lot, John?
Oh.
No question.
No question.
Hikes it right up on the curb.
No, she gets her groceries delivered now.
No question. And then she probably complains when they don't put the right kind of grapes in there or something. It's not fair.
No, why did you do this to me? It's a
Why'd
conspiracy.
You do this? You don't like me. Brent TV3 said Danny's going to hire that lady. Popping all of us. That's a great line. Danny has his eyes on her. She's weirder than Kim Caldwell. Is Kim Caldwell? Some of the stories we hear out of town. I'm just telling you this, y'all. You know what I think Danny saw in her? The female version of him. She's weirder than he is. And I'm going to tell you something about Danny White, y'all. I know y'all think I'm hard on him. Let me tell you something. That is one weird guy. Yeah, you just know people. Weird. Like weird. 865-200-5402.
Let's
John, do you find Kim Caldwell, the things we hear about her, do you find her interpersonal, whatever she's doing with her players and her staff and the whole, do you find her strange?
Let me quote from a column somebody wrote. Oh wait, I wrote it. This is somebody sent a letter. This is an email. I run an email column usually every week, and this is from. Let's see here.
A concerned citizen that knows, so to speak.
This is Dan. Dan writes. I won't go. Okay. She lies about the team and individual issues. She shows no compassion for her team. She walks around with her arms crossed and doesn't have a clue how to coach or motivate a team that hates her.
A team that hates her?
A team that hates her. She's playing the AD with her BS. Many of us have talked to players and their families and know the truth. I don't know.
Read that one more time. Read it slowly. I want to digest that. I mean,
why didn't you listen to?
Well, it's like you're like that coach at Syracuse. I mean, you're persecuted, you know.
Why didn't you read it the first time?
I'm listening.
Okay, here it is, Tony.
Fast. You went fast.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I thought your airtime was valuable. You probably have a caller waiting to say something significant.
JV said he finds her very nice looking. There's no question she's nice looking. She's beauty of face and skin. She's been gifted. It's kind of the rest of it that's a little troubling. Go ahead, John.
This is from Dan.
Dan, okay.
It's one of my emailers.
And Dan knows.
She lies about the team and individual player issues.
In other words, Janiah Barker, why didn't she make the trip? We're just going to make up a story and not tell people what really happened. Okay, go ahead.
She shows no compassion for her team.
It's really unique. Again, this Danny White thing, this self-absorbed, we don't say hi to people, the way we interact with people. Look, people used to call me out and laugh at me and say that's not true. But and then Danny White said, I don't talk to coaches. Remember that? So what do you know about this, Elon? Well, it's not my job. Really? I mean, coach, you get to know him? And that's kind of what that person there is talking about with this poor Caldwell lady, who's got a very interesting management style. Continue.
She walks around with her arms crossed. Doesn't have a clue.
Brian,
Tony, are you going to let me finish the sentence? Jeez. She walks around with her arms crossed and doesn't have a clue how to coach or motivate a team that hates her.
Brian, when you watch her coach and that Jenna lady does all the coaching, do you find that odd, Brian?
There was this game where I think it was Texas. The assistant was drawing up the play at the end of the game that actually didn't work, where it ended up being a turnover. And it resulted in Cooper too much dribbling. They didn't even get a shot up. So
here's a great.
Yeah, I kind of thought that's a big spot, and you've got your assistant that's maybe not even 30 years old, drawing up maybe the biggest play of the game, maybe the biggest play of your season at that point.
Itty Willie just said, I can't wait to hear that one of her players fell over a helmet. That's got to be coming soon, right? Tripped over a helmet. That's Copper Card award-winning stuff.
That is excellent. This
feels like the Butch Jones thing.
I made a Butch Jones reference after one of her press conferences because it did sound a bit like something Butch Jones would say. Yeah, it was the Talasha Cooper, and so where she needed to go get some air. She was upset and needed to get some air, as if they were suffocating there in the locker room. It's a faulty vent, and just couldn't get a good breeze going
like
in there.
Legionnaire's disease or something.
Yeah, one of those things. So she got some air. That was Butch Jones. That's a great message.
Great line. Brian, I'm on Team Molly Miller. I mean, if you're going to do this thing and lean into the beauty of face and skin and you're Danny White, I mean, let's do this thing, you know?
Well, I think that was somebody's choice when they made a change a couple years ago. They thought, well, there's somebody they should look into.
Now, Wayne Emery said Basilio calling somebody else weird is like Rosie calling somebody else fat. John, do you find me weird?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it takes one to know one. Matt, do you find me weird?
100%, yes. It's like you always call every game weird or strange. Yeah, right in your wheelhouse. But I love you for it. You're one of one, Tone.
Yeah, but really, when you look at people, everybody's weird in some way.
Yeah. I guess what I'm saying about her is, though, for somebody that's a coach and you have to be interactive, she's got a weird, strange, odd way of going about it. Because that's a sport where in order for me to get you to play to your level, right, I've got to relate to you, don't I? Especially in the NIL era. Now, if it's Bobby Knight and I sign you, and hey, you know, your parents have basically signed you up for this, and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah,
it's indentured servitude.
Yeah.
You're stuck.
Yeah.
That's one thing. In this era, to not have a relationship with your kids, and that is basically her. It's Danny Maid. She's not a bad hire. She's a horrendous hire. No offense.
But I thought she did a great job in her first season to win 24 games and make the Sweet 16.
Yep.
With the players, a lot of the players that Kelly Harper left behind.
Brady's T-Top said, do you think they could mend the fences with Tyler Summit?
Tyler's not coaching basketball.
No, he's out.
She'd have to take a pay cut from the state pension, I think, to take the job, right?
That's a good line.
I mean,
he gets $420,000 a year, John, for life. Is that any good? You didn't know that? Tyler Summit makes $420,000. He gets his mom's pension. Yes, I think they've done away with that. But Victor Ashe passed his on to like his granddaughter.
Yeah.
And then you wonder why these states are broke. I mean, no offense to anybody, But he needs that like I need another personality. Let's go back to our phones. Brian coming from the top row. The pension thing is, I've got a pension for bringing things out of, let's see.
You said you were going to the phones.
Yep.
No, the last two calls were, there's a reason he doesn't go to them often.
Back to the phones we go. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
What do you say, Tony? Jets?
And then there's this feller who styles and profiles.
I've got a prediction, Tony. You want to hear it?
Hit it.
April 1st, Queen Kimmy gets asked a question.
April.
$2 million savings, my friend. She's done. Wrap
People
it up.
are saying, John, now I haven't seen that, but people are saying out there that it's $2 million. I thought it was a $1 million savings.
That's what I thought.
My understanding is it's $4 million right now, and as of April 1, it goes down to $2 million. Certainly, Brian, Matt, fact check me, but if that's correct, I think that happened.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt. Yeah, now if that is correct, I think that does happen to her, because between now and then, if a quarter of what I think is going to happen over there happens with her, she'll have zero legs to stand on.
That ship's going to be empty. They're abandoning ship.
Yes.
I mean, they're going to have any players left, Tony. They sure as heck. I don't know what Haslam. I've seen Haslam sitting courtside.
Oh, yeah.
I think I went to 2 games, and he was there. I noticed him at least the one time. Anyway, if he doesn't like her, she's gone. That's what it comes down to. Does Haslam like Queen Kimmy, or has she worn out her welcome with Big Jim? If she has, she's out of here.
And that's what I was getting at yesterday. I think Danny, if left to his own devices, brings her back.
Yep.
But I think between now and the next couple of weeks, as we see and John, this is what's going to happen, right? If these players really do leave like we think they're going to, I mean, what is she going to hold up? Candace Parker helped me get a player next season. I mean, okay, then who else is going to play with her? Like, that's where we are. Because you're going to be right back. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You're going to get table scraps or player problems. You're going to be right back getting. Look, the Barker girl, people said was a maniac and not coachable. That turned out to be true.
Pretty talented player, though.
Very talented. Talasha Cooper, extremely talented, but South Carolina didn't want her for a reason.
I still think Talasha Cooper could go somewhere else.
She's a phenomenal talent.
And be a first-team All-American.
Oh, my heart. I mean, look at the neck on that kid. That kid's an unbelievable athlete, man. She's unbelievably skilled. Unbelievable, Andy.
Tony, it's like a train wreck. I've talked more about women's basketball this year than I have my entire life because it's just such a cluster over there.
It's been so interesting, hasn't it, Taylor? Right? It's been
interesting, but probably in the worst possible way. I had high hopes that she came on the scene, as John said, got them to the Sweet 16. But the reality is, there's only about 8 teams in women's basketball that are capable of winning it. That tournament should be 16 folks in that tournament. And they should probably go back to a men's basketball and then lower the goalpost to 9 feet and call it a day.
Well, here's what's crazy, right? Here's what's crazy about that tournament. They have a play-in round. Laura accidentally last week turned on their play-in game. John, the play-in game, the heights and weights on the girls in the play-in game, and I say girls, it looked like high school basketball, John. Did you watch any of the play-in rounds?
No.
Really?
No.
They were playing to be 11 seeds. You didn't?
No. You want me to go back and see if I can watch it on YouTube or something?
Taylor, you imagine them having a play-in round in that? There were like 30 people in the stands. Like, I realize we want to be like men, and it's all politically correct. And listen, it's not.
Well,
the men play in Dayton, and it's sold
hard
out.
to watch.
Y'all had 100 people watching.
The game is a bit hard to watch. But these coaches who complain about playing on the road, it's like have a reality check. You've got to play on the road at a home team to get anybody there. If it was a neutral site, there was going to be about friends and family and maybe 5 other people there. But anyway, Tony, excited about Friday night. I tell you what, though, can we get this game over by 1 a.m. Eastern time? I don't know if that's even going to happen. These late starts, that's the one miss in my mind that March Madness has is they've got to figure out some better start date timing and maybe make the tournament over 3 days, the Sweet 16 rather, instead of trying to get it all in 2. But yeah, that's a bit late. Tony, last thing on the way out. USC Upstate returning production ranking 28.
Yep.
They've got some experience. I think they've got 5 players selected all conference, which again that's not the highest level conference. But I think we'll see a decent competition at least for the first couple of innings. And then I would say, Tony, Tegan Coons is going to feel the weight of the world on his shoulders Friday night in Nashville. He needs to go 6 innings plus. And not give up the mammoth home runs, have a quality outing where we're going to see someone else there the following week. And I hope Tegan Coons does well. The other difference, people compare him to Chase Burns. Well, this is a draft-eligible year for Tegan Coons. Regardless of what happens, he's likely gone. And Elander saw it, right? He saw how Coach Vitello handled Burns, and that change got them to Omaha. I don't think this team has got the experience and the makeup to make it to Omaha, but they have a chance to make it to a super. I think you're going to see Appy getting a Saturday roll. You're going to see Mack on Friday and keep Blanco on Sunday. And then you're going to have Coons being the high-leverage right-handed reliever a la Burns.
Exactly what
I would do. And then last but not least, Arvidson's going to continue to be a high-leverage reliever.
He's my closer.
A lot of fun, Tony.
Thank you, brother. And I look forward to Taylor's report tomorrow as Matt answered the bell today over at tclub.team. And Brian Hartman's got so many great factoids about the tournament today and so much great stuff. Brian goes in between the cracks. And, I mean, he finds quarters, nickels, and dimes in your couch.
There's one I wish I'd got in there. But
go ahead, Brian.
Kentucky's last 4 straight Sweet 16 appearances was 1995 through 1999. They haven't done that this century. Kentucky.
Yes.
I wish I could have got that in there in time.
Is it true that Rick Barnes' boat is named 416?
Do you remember when Jerry Green had a boat named 420s when they fired him, John?
Oh, yeah.
He goes, my boat, 420s. They can't take it away from me. Sure, Jed. They can't take it away from you. Taylor with a great call. Matt, you think it's too soon on Tegan Coons. He's right, though. The sands are going through the hourglass. This is a meritocracy. And the thing that's really troubling about Coons, Matt, is that velo dips after a couple of innings. And it doesn't just dip. It falls off the table, which is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, he just exerts a lot of emotion and energy in that first inning or 2, which you want your Friday night guy to give you 5 or 6 innings, regardless of how they perform. You just got to eat innings that first night. So yeah, I can definitely see that you can make that change. The only thing is, I don't know how Coons would react to a move like that. Some guys just kind of, they don't get pissed off like Chase Burns does and try to prove coaches wrong. They kind of shell up, and you could lose a guy like that for the season. So, I still think you give it another weekend or 2 to see, but you definitely need more production and especially innings from your Friday night starter, because that just sets your whole weekend up for, to be in trouble pitching wise.
And the thing about Coons is he's got really good stuff, and he's came highly rated and all that, and he's shown it at times. But, man, he's been consistently inconsistent since he got here. And Vanderbilt, one thing Vanderbilt's done is they've gone all in on their hitting this year. And if he's not careful, Matt, they'll light him up Friday night if he's not careful. He'll get lit Friday. By the way, I got to do this. What am I doing?
He'll give up home runs. You just got to hope that there's just nobody on base when that happens. But.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He's got – because Vanderbilt this year has built their team outside in. They're hitting first, and then everything else. They don't field the ball very well. They don't pitch the ball very well. It's a weird-looking Tim Corbin team. They're unfundamentally sound. I don't know. I don't know what they're going through for, but it ain't working. We'll continue with more on the other side right after this.
Hey, I'm Alan, and we ship floors on Bristol Highway in Johnson City. Are you tired of walking around on that ratty-looking carpet that you have? Well, today's your lucky day because we have Supercore on sale for $1.79. 58 colors. We're liquidating. Supercore is the best waterproof floor with a lifetime warranty. Where are you going to find that anywhere else? Nowhere, let me tell you. $1.79, lifetime warranty. Come on down to Bristol Highway on your truck.